Okay, Common Core State Standards, Math, 7th grade, Expressions and Equations for Algebra 2A, and we're solving inequalities with multiplication and division. And our first example is, it is 8x is less than or equal to 40. And so inequalities means less than or equal to, or greater than and equal to. So it's not equality, but it's solved very much the same, somewhat the same rather. So we have 8x. We start on the x side here, and x is being multiplied, so we divide by 8 on both sides, and that's the division property of equality, and that's why we can do this, and we get x is less than or equal to 5. And to graph that, we have 0 and we have 5. And because it equals 5, we're going to fill it in here, but it's less than, so it's going towards the 0. So every single number is a solution or an answer to this problem. So anything 5 and under is a solution. Okay. Number 2, d divided by 2 is greater than 7. Okay, so we're working on the d side, and it's being divided by 2, so we're going to use multiply by 2 on both sides for the multiplication property of equality, and we're going to get d is greater than 14. So to solve this, we're going to, or graph it, we're going to get 0 and 14, and this time 14 is open because it doesn't include it. If it was equal to, it would include it. And it's greater than, so it's going towards the right. Our third example, and this is the one that takes uses the exception, is number 3. And it says solve negative 2g is less than 10. And that's a 10. Let me fix that. 10. So we're going to work on the g side, and it's being multiplied by negative 2. So let's divide by negative 2 on both sides, because that's the division property of inequality. And this time here, we can substitute, solve it rather, but on this one here is the exception. When we divide or multiply across the inequality, then we flip the sign because it's the opposite. So we're left with g, instead of it being less than, is greater than negative 5. So let's graph this, and we get 0, negative 5, and it says g is greater than negative 5, so negative 5 is open, and it goes to the right. So all solutions are negative, not negative 5, but everything larger than negative 5. Our fourth example, they're getting tougher, but you're getting smarter, is solve x divided by negative 3 is less than or equal to 4. Okay, so we're working on the x side, and it's being divided by negative 3. Negative should be a flash, ding, 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 ding. So we are going to be multiplying both sides, and I'm going to change the color, by times negative 3 times negative 3. And we get x, and on this side we get negative 12. But remember, we have to flip the sign because we're dividing, or multiplying by a negative. So it's going to be greater than or equal to negative 12. And to graph that, we have 0, negative 12, and it's equal to, so we're going to fill it in here, and it goes this way here. Okay. So a little bit tricky. Don't forget the tricks. It's not really a trick, but it's just by multiplying and dividing by a negative, you're doing the opposite. So thank you. Bye-bye.